Hello everyone, welcome to day 6 of my 30-day coding challenge where I'll try to learn to code a website in next 30 days. This was day 6. Let's see how I get on with the day. So as you know, yesterday I've completed HTML. So this day was all about researching about CSS, starting a course and see how much I can get done in one day. Today I invested about 3 to 4 hours. First 30 minutes while I was just trying to research which CSS course to pick from. And even though the free code camp course that I was doing was very comprehensive, but it was very long as well. It had about 1200 modules, which would have taken me at least 6 7 days to finish, and because those modules were quite heavy and quite big. So I did some researching over internet, and I stumbled upon a very nice course on YouTube. It's a channel called Super Simple Dev, and they have a video. It's called HTML and CSS Full Course Beginner to Pro. This video has about 18 million views, so you can imagine like a lot of people have already watched it, and I went into the comments. They were all super positive. So luckily I stumbled upon this video and I started learning from it. It is about 6.5 hours, and how it works is they also want you to code side by side the video, so that like you are actually getting the concept that they are trying to teach, which was quite nice. So before I could start on the video, I had to download VS Code. If you don't know what VS Code is, it's one of the CLI tool or a code editor where you can write code and you can check it on the browser, like how it is progressing. So it's super easy to download, and I'll also link it into the description where you can find the link to download for your computer if you choose to. Well, that's it. And then I've just opened two windows side by side. On one, I had this YouTube video, and the other one, I had my VS Code editor working, where I was just practicing the concepts that they were trying to teach on the YouTube video. And I must say, like, VS Code has made my life so much better, because what I was trying to do in free code camp, they did not have the code editor did not have any inherent ability of, like, auto completion, or letting you know if you're making a syntax error. All of these capabilities are inbuilt in VS Code, which makes your life much more easier, and which saved me a lot of time while I was if I'm typing a wrong syntax, like it will let me know, like, what is the issue with my code. And also it gives you a prompt already, so once you type initial few letters of any syntax, and then it will auto complete it. So these are the few things which made my life much more easier. If I had access to this tool while I was completing my assessment in free code camp, I would have been able to complete it much earlier. But I guess they do not allow any outside tool to take the assessment, which is good, which helped me become familiar with the syntax quite faster. And also it sort of helped me in finding my tendencies to where I'm going to make mistakes, so that I'm much more careful on the syntax sides, or like on when opening or closing a tag, making sure that elements are connected to right attribute. So which had it had its own benefit, but with VS Code I can see the difference. It's night and day in my ability to write syntax, in my ability to produce code. As you can see in the example, like I was trying to recapture what he was doing in his YouTube video, and it was quite fast. Like I could understand the topic quite easily. I could understand the syntax very easily. The other thing I wanted to touch upon is, like, going into CSS, I thought it would be much difficult, but to my surprise, it's even easier than HTML. If you have understood the concept of HTML, if you know what different tags represent, if you know what different attributes mean, if you know the structure of web page, I believe understanding CSS is even much more simpler than that. Very simple than that, because the syntax is very intuitive. You know how you're trying to style your web page. There are so many things that you can do, and they're all very intuitive. And you'll just type, let's say if you want to change the background color, you just type background color and you'll have different options in your syntax. So it's much more intuitive, much more easier to do. While with HTML, you'll have to learn the certain rules, you'll have to learn the certain structure. It's very different with CSS. So I was pleasantly surprised when I started CSS and it's all started clicking to me. And I did not think, like, I would have had the understanding of both, at least basic level of HTML and CSS in such short time. So that was quite good. Right. After that, I tried to do this code, what he was doing on my own as well. And as you could see, I was struggling a little bit, but I could still make sense of what's happening, and I could still be able to do the changes on my own. I could still visualize like what I wanted to create in those buttons, and I could make the changes on my own. So it's quite intuitive. Right. So in terms of resources, I would say I'm quite happy with the decisions that I have made so far. It was a great decision to do a little bit extensive course on HTML, which gave me a good understanding of HTML syntax, which gave me a good understanding of HTML structure. And then I think I do not need to go much deeper into CSS. It's all about practice. So we'll see like how much practice I can get into it, because it's much more intuitive. Once you understand HTML, I guess CSS it is more intuitive. So that was again a good decision to start this course at least and start practicing it side by side, so that I'll have a deeper understanding of the syntax and deeper understanding of what does different attribute does when we start adding it, and I can actually experience it practically as well. The things happening on the web page, the things happening on the browser. Again, I'll be posting the links for both the videos and a link where you can download VS Code if you want to. This video I would highly recommend. It has about 18 million views, and the comment section is also filled with the praises of this video. So yeah, you can't go wrong with this video. Luckily, I stumbled upon it. And I mean, I did some research as well. I took about 30-40 minutes time in the morning to research about which is the best resource to get to learn CSS faster than usual. And this seems to be the perfect place. Right. Now, in terms of like taking stock, what we have learned so far, how much time we have invested. So it's still the 6th day. And yesterday I was thinking I was slightly behind in my schedule of week 1, but it looks like I have covered a fair bit of amount today, because first, CSS is not as hard as I thought it would be. And second thing is this video made my life much more easier and also gave me nice basic understanding of CSS. What is it about? So I guess like we're still right back on time, or at least I would have gained, I would say half a day or so. So we're still on track with the week 1 plan is to understand HTML and CSS. So I might spill half a day into the second week while still reinforcing the concepts that I'm learning in CSS. So that's pretty much for today. Thank you very much for joining in. If you have any queries, if you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks for your time, and I'll see you tomorrow.